Hello, everyone. We didn't do a little logo reveal at the end there, our video logo, but anyway, just the little things with us. Don't worry, a little inside information. But welcome to another Global Mass Meditation Live with me, David, and my divine counterpart here, Kelly. And we are coming at you from British Columbia, Canada, as the winds blow and the polar vortex surrounds us. It's really quite a nasty spot of weather, but we keep spirits high, we keep vibes high. And tonight is no exception. We've got a very powerful 111 new moon mass meditation. Let us know where you're from in the chat, in the live chat. Welcome one and all. And let us know what you're going through at this time of your ascension. How are you feeling?
Yes,
How are you feeling, Pip?
I'm feeling great, actually. I'm just feeling a lot of truths, mistruths, and misalignments.
Not from me,
and
hopefully.
a lot of feelings. No, just from the world
Right.
at large. Like we've always said, 2024 is going to be a very intense year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because we've just let it get so distorted to this point in time. So anyways, before we get started, one of the first things that we do like to say is we do stream to multiple YouTube channels. So if you are joining us from one of the other channels that is not the Sunflower Life Official, we would say maybe log on there, because as soon as we're done the live stream, all the other channels get cut. So if you start watching this like halfway through and we're done the live stream, but you're still watching it, you're not going to be able to view us anymore unless you go to the Sunflower Life Official for the replay. Obviously, we like to get as many people together doing this live because it just amplifies the intentions. It amplifies everything that we're coming together to do, which is so important. So we always say, yes, please go to the Sunflower Life Official, like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And we do have a mailing list as well. It's growing quite large, and that's another way to never miss another meditation. So we used to do them weekly. We're just down to doing them monthly right now. So this is our first global meditation of 2024.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It is. We don't really subscribed to it being the new year, although it is a new calendar year. David and I really stopped celebrating any real holidays at this point, but especially the new year, because it just feels really out of alignment, like what I was talking about. It just does not feel like the new year. It's actually the coldest day of the year, and if you live in Canada, you're probably experiencing the exact same thing. But yeah, it's just like so dark. Everything's off the trees, everything is bare, everything is asleep, everything's in hibernation, and we really don't believe it is the new year until spring, until after the spring equinox in March. We're probably going to be even throwing a New Year's party in spring. So lots of stuff out of alignment, but we can talk more about that.
Yeah, we're going to get into maybe some more of that at the end of the meditation. But no, I mean, just to maybe tack on a little bit, all you've really got to do is tune in more to your natural self, to the natural rhythms of the world, and sort of pay homage to that, if you like, but really get in devotion to that. And you'll start to see the natural cycles at work, and you'll start to be able to have revealed to you what is natural. And so you can align yourself to those seasons, months, years, and what have you in that way, if that makes sense. But you know, the mystics have always said that the only disharmony is in the human world. Now, you know, I'm leaving off the table the wonderful things that is true of humanity, and there are many, many wonderful things about humanity which are wonderful. But the only discord is in humanity in the world. If you look at nature, which is run really by God exclusively, if you like, until we intervene, everything figures itself out. Everything is in perfect alignment. Everything is in perfect cycle. If something is off, it gets rewritten almost instantaneously, but it always works out fine in nature because God is governing that kingdom exclusively without sort of anything of free will intervening. And of course, in the human world, we don't have that. We've got lots of different free will things happening with different people on the planet. So It's very interesting to think about that.
Yeah, and lots of people that are really trying to like push their own agendas and really trying to push their own narratives. So one of the biggest things right now that David and I are kind of just like breaking away from, the New Year's, holidays, all of that, but on a deeper level, just Western astrology, like on the whole scale. So obviously you're joining us tonight. It is the 111 portal and new moon. Most people are going to say it's the new moon in
Capricorn. But it's not. It's not.
I mean, yeah, all the mainstream channels, all the big channels that we follow on social media for all the updates and energy updates, they're all saying the same thing, new moon in Capricorn. But if you just go out and
Do you want me to show this?
look up at the sky, or if you guys download the app, there's a night sky app, you will clearly see that our moon is not in Capricorn. There it is on the screen. The moon is in Sagittarius. The sun is also not in Capricorn. It is in Sagittarius. So I think that's why so much is just coming up for us right now. We're really feeling just the misalignment and the misinformation. And I'm not here to shatter anybody's beliefs. And if you still believe what you're being told instead of what you can see with your own eyes, all the power to you. Everyone is entitled to celebrate exactly what they want to and believe whatever they want to. But hopefully for tonight's meditation, a lot of you guys can just leave some of those belief systems at the door and just come here with a completely open mind and an open heart, because like I said, we're really breaking away from any mainstream narrative at this point in time, because it just feels really out of alignment for us.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about with astrology, that's okay. Just a very quick synopsis. The Western astrological world, and by the way, if you're not familiar with esoteric astrology, we do encourage that you do get familiar with it. It is important to some degree. Anyhow, the Western astrology calendar now says that the moon is in the sign Capricorn. But if you go real time now, you can download the Night Sky app and look, and this is a screenshot from it. You can see the moon right below the sun there, and it's in Sagittarius. It's wrong. And there's reasons why it's wrong, but it's not recognized. But anyway, if you actually look at the hard data, it's not accurate. So that's why we wanted to point that out. But anyway.
So that is Sagittarius. That is the Archer, and he's going to be making his way into our meditation tonight, which we will get started in right away.
So Snoopy, yeah. That's Snoopy, that's right, yeah.
What's that?
That's
Snoopy?
Right.
So instead of Gemini, that I thought I was the whole time, I'm a Taurus. Yes, it's the 13, it's called Real Sidereal 13 Signs, which actually takes into account the 13th zodiac sign. The sun moves through 13 constellations, not 12. That's why this whole calendar that we're in, and astrology, and yeah, we used to just go by it because that's what the mainstream went by, but we're just not doing that anymore. No. So this is just really how much deception our current reality is based on, because we've just been fed these lies for so long, and it's from every angle: media, government, corporations, everything. And it's really just to keep us off our natural cycles, keep us off our natural rhythms. And it's just really been misguiding us for a really long time. So now it's all about us.
Yeah.
What do we get to accept as our truth? And we're gonna dive more into that in our meditation tonight. So, do you have anything to show us?
I do, yeah.
Before we get started,
Tracy, you just asked, "Am I still?" So it's my birthday today. I'm not a Capricorn. Well,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy Incarnation Day!
Happy Incarnation Day. That's what we say. Yeah, we actually have another little prayer which we say, but we won't say that now. But you got to go and find that out. We can't tell you what's what. We can't tell you what your truth is.
I will make a post on our story on Instagram. So I'm not sure if you can put our Instagram up, but come find us on Instagram. We are at the_sunflower_life. Hopefully David can put that up on the screen there. And I'm going to post a story right after our show tonight, and it'll just tell you the current zodiac sign and then the new true zodiac sign, and you guys can go and figure out if you're still that sign. So David is a Leo. He's still a Leo.
Just.
In the 13 signs. And I've been identifying with being a Pisces my entire life, super sensitive, feel all the feels. Apparently now I'm an Aquarius. So
anyway, you have to go and figure out your own truth. But we're happy to provide the guidelines by which we run our life and operate by, if that's of interest. And of course, you can always reach out via email, sunflowerlifedk@gmail.com. Now, before we get started, yes.
One more thing. I was just going to say, and nobody needs to put a whole lot of emphasis on anything external to what you really feel. All of this is just kind of seeking answers outside of self. Oh, what can I identify with? Who am I? You know, if we turn to any type of astrology, we're still just seeking answers outside of self. So if you do have anything that you need to sort out, we always just recommend going within. That's all I wanted to say.
Very true. If you want to support us, guys, you know the deal by now. We have a couple of products for you. Head over to our store. This week we have two really cool products that are in alignment with tonight's new moon meditation. We have journaling is just massive right now, and if you're not journaling, we highly encourage you to do so. It's a huge part of the spiritual aspirant's journey. I've designed a custom one for you on the Sunflower Life. The links are in the description of this video, wherever you're coming from, whichever platform, and they're pinned in the chat as well. This is the new moon journal. It's really cool.
The 111 portal, as well as a new moon, is all about intentions, intention setting. So journaling is so great for that. I love it, babe. Journal. I love it.
And then we also have a little moon tapestry. I say it's little, it can get quite big. We've got one coming that's going to be behind us on our next meditation, but also in full feature of the new moon, the moon portal tapestry. So go and check those links out in the description at the end of the show. You want to go and see that?
Oh, somebody said that they checked the moon is in Capricorn, the sun too. I'm not sure if you're using the Night Sky app or looking at the sky, because it is actually not.
It's not, no.
But if you're just Googling it, yes, Google will lie to you too.
Google will tell you the wrong answer, and you can go and actually look in the sky or in the Night Sky app if you know how to spot the signs in the sky.
It's really easy. Yeah. Download the app. There's actually a search. You can search moon and sun, and it gives you the directions. You can move the screen, and it will tell you exactly where it is. It's fascinating.
Yeah, and by the way, Blindly Inspired, yes, we do know the moon is artificial. We're well aware of that. We're not going to get into that in tonight's show. It does, however, have magnetic and electromagnetic influences on the planet. It is designed to do that with its technological structure. But yes, we do know. But there is a real presence and energetic significance of the moon, so we do we pay of interest to that.
Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. Indeed. And it does still affect us Earth humans.
It does.
So
until we are realized, which we're all on the path to be doing,
which we are going to be doing more of in this meditation. So if you're all finished,
I am.
Get comfortable and get whatever you need, whatever you feel called to meditate. If you like to meditate with crystals in your hands, or sitting up, lying down, sometimes tears start flowing. Make sure you have Kleenex and water, and go to the bathroom and do all the things, because David is about to start calling in the masters.
All right, guys, give me a little note in the chat. Let me know how that sounds with the music, as in my voice. Sorry, let me know how my voice sounds with the music led in.
We can't hear the music, so if it is too loud, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know how the balance is. I'm going to wait until you do comment before we begin, and then we will get started as soon as you let me know.
Oh, Thomas, you're so funny.
So just let me know. Give me a 5x5 if it's perfect, or if it's too loud, or if it's too quiet. And I will adjust accordingly.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Wonderful. Okay.
5x5. We love it. A little less music. Down just
two
a
downs.
touch.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I want to invite you all to close your eyes and take 2 or 3 deep centering breaths. We welcome you, the family of light, joining us tonight from all around the world. Feel the presence of the family of light. Feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into relaxation with every breath. And I want to invite you at this time to call in all your guides and your team that you're working with. Anyone you feel you wish to address and invite into your space. Just give them a silent call in your mind. They're always there. We call upon the archangels of the 4 directions. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael. Join us now in the 4 directions to hold the space. Feel the great overlighting presence of the archangels. Feel the protection and safety in the space that you're in. Nothing can harm you here. There is nothing but light. We ask for the presence of Jesus the Christ, Saint Germain the Loved One, Zoroaster the King, Zarathustra the Magi, Lao Tzu the Old Sage, the Buddha, Babaji the Eternal One, Lahiri Mahasaya the Smiling Guru, Sri Yukteswar the Teacher, Paramahansa Yogananda the Gift, El Morya the Lord of the First Ray, Kuthumi the Great Guiding Light, Dwal Kul the Master Teacher, Paul the Venetian, Serapis Bey the Lord of Ascension, Hilarion the Bringer of Joy, the English Master Douglas Baker, the Keeper of this ashram, Krishna the Avatar, Sanat Kumara the Planetary Logos, Amun-Ra Vesta Helios the Solar Logos, the Great Mother Isis, Mary Magdalene and the High Priestess energies, Kuan Yin, the Incandescent One, Aina, the 9th Dimensional Guide, Mohammed, the Prophet, and Joshua, who walked with God. The Masters in us, Yahweh in us, Saviors in us. Take a deep breath in through the nose and hold the breath at the top. Activate the pineal. Activate. And when ready, release. And another deep breath in and hold the breath. Lighting up the cave. And when ready, release. And a final deep breath in and hold. Activate. And release. Feel yourself going deeper still.
Hello, family of light, and welcome to this special energetic day. Thank you for being here and for bringing your energy for another global meditation as we join forces with you all to anchor the light and love on this planet at a very much needed time, where many souls are stuck in a shadow frequency at this phase due to either living in fear or by making a personal choice to numb themselves. The 111 portal is here to shed light on the things that most cannot handle or understand, and our presence tonight will assist. Where a new moon marks the physical absence of the light of the moon, it might appear on the surface that the energy that is coming up is somewhat dark and chaotic. And again, many will want to look away and avoid what is coming up for them. Yet it is the fear of the shadow and the fear of the darkness that has conditioned humanity to now believe in only what they experience with their physical senses. After suppressing feelings and emotions for so long, instead of allowing ourselves to dive deeper into them, and instead of questioning the very things that go against our intuition, we have simply accepted them at face value. For this reason, many will remain blocked in this lifetime simply due to the fact that we hold on to these old belief systems so strongly. We are now unable to discern truth even when it's right in front of us. Of course, I am speaking about humanity as a collective, the quote-unquote masses, where you and I are the exceptions, opening our hearts and minds to receive truth as we continue to break down the patterns and paradigms of this world. Many of us, starseeds, light workers, and aspirants on the path, have been purging for quite some time. Purging what no longer serves us, including many old beliefs, patterns, careers, habits, and relationships, just to name a few. We are becoming quite the masters of letting go, especially as we start to see beyond the hypnotism and illusion of the five senses. And that is the goal and intention of this meditation. For each one of us to develop a deeper spiritual consciousness, a deeper inner spiritual awareness, and attain spiritual vision far beyond the mental and material plane. The development of spiritual consciousness is the greatest achievement there is. It is not just attaining more than what we knew before, or developing the mind or intellect, but a matter of realizing a depth of inner awareness, an awareness that expresses itself not so much in words, but in feelings. Now take a few breaths and relax a little deeper As we prepare to go on a magical journey together, let go of what you think you know and anything that you might have heard regarding the planetary alignments, for both the sun and moon are not in the sign of Capricorn, but are both currently situated in Sagittarius, along with Mars and Mercury. The energy of Sagittarius is very prominent right now, which is directly linked to our sense of inner peace. So now, in this state of relaxation, I want you to visualize in your mind's eye the element of fire. And out of that fire, galloping towards you, emerges a centaur, a half man, half horse, with a bow and arrow in his arms, approaching you and stopping right in front of you. This is the archer. The archer is a blend of passion, curiosity, intensity, and adaptability. He isn't afraid to use his bow and arrow to explore new and expansive terrain. And he is inviting you to hop upon his back now. He wants to take you on a ride of a lifetime, seeking answers in spaces and places others wouldn't dare to venture. You will have to be brave and have courage for this journey, as Sagittarius has a quest for knowledge that knows no bounds. So when you are ready, dear one, hop upon him just as you would mount a horse. You are invited to use the straps of his bow and arrow to hold on tightly. And once you are situated, the archer takes off running at full speed right back into the flames. And all of the sudden, you are transported through a portal and back in time to what appears to be the middle of a world war. Bombs and bullets are flying through the air, and the centaur is running through the midst of it all. It's extremely terrifying. It's all coming very close to you. Then all of the sudden, another fire portal opens up, and you are transported once again. This time you have gone so far back in the past that you can't see any buildings. Just a beautiful plain of land surrounds you. When all of the sudden, out of nowhere, comes a fierce roar, and a lion is running up upon you, chasing you at full speed, looking very hungry. The centaur picks up speed and begins running away as the fire portal opens, and you are a near miss for the lion's lunch. Next, you are transported to what appears closer to the present. The centaur takes you to what appears to be a vaccination clinic. You are running by, watching as hundreds of people are lining up to take the COVID vaccine. A chill comes over you, knowing what you know now. when the fiery portal appears again, and this time, when you remerge, you appear to be in Hawaii. It must be Maui, as you start to see these massive celebrity homes, all of which have hugely impressive bunkers being built near them. You've heard about these bunkers on social media, and now you're seeing them being built firsthand. It's a very eerie feeling. And then all of a sudden, the fire portal opens up once again, and you are transported. This time, when you come through, you are in an absolutely beautiful place that you don't recognize at all. The archer asks if you would like to get down, and you instinctively ask him if it's safe to do so. Yes, he assures you. He goes on to speak. We are on my home planet of Jupiter. There aren't any humans here. There don't seem to be any imminent threats, so you climb down and start looking around this extraordinary place. The archer sits down beside you and appears to be relaxed. You can't help but notice how many moons Jupiter has. There must be close to 100. You decide to ask the archer why he has brought you here, and his answer surprises you a little. Why, to show you the contrast, of course. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, and I wanted you to experience the vast difference from all the scarcity, lack, and limitation that is upon Earth. Even just looking up at all those moons, it does appear that there is an abundance of everything here. The mind starts racing, and it is riddled with questions and curiosity. As you mention to him that you do appreciate being brought here as a break from all the chaos, but you really wish your home planet wasn't like that, and it could be more like this place. The archer smiles and says, "Oh, but it can be. In fact, that's the real reason that you're here. So I could show you firsthand what it looks like to raise to a point in consciousness where you no longer have a belief in two powers." You reply, "Okay, so are you referring to the point that God is the only power? This I am already aware." The archer raises his eyebrow at you and continues on. "Yes, intellectually you are aware, but you have not made it an absolute belief and knowing within. Because those places I took you to earlier back on Earth, I was only able to take you there because they exist as a fear-based program deep within your consciousness, as a belief in two powers. A power separate and apart from God that you still believe can cause you harm. Where the development of spiritual consciousness is only possible when we learn there is only one power, that God is infinite and omnipotent, and therefore nothing else is power. Where that is enough, that is having spiritual discernment. Something inside makes you a little defensive because you have been doing so much work in this area. So you react to his statement by saying, "So if you don't believe that anything can harm you, why do you carry a weapon? Why then do you carry this bow and arrow? Again, the archer smiles and says, I wear it to keep myself anchored in spiritual consciousness. I wear it only as a symbol and a reminder that no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. And your response to this is, but there have been weapons that cause harm when they're let loose on the world, and everything we saw earlier is a prime example of that. So the archer continues on and says, this is because people do not understand the real meaning of no weapon having power over them. The truth is that no deadly weapon has power because life is God. And God has never made anything to destroy his own life and immortality. The truth is that God is our life and that we are eternal and immortal. But if we look at this life through the mind, then we are subject to every manner of deadly weapon, germs, bullets, bombs, and so many other things we need not mention. Even an automobile on the road can be a very deadly weapon. And above all, the calendar is so deadly that all we have to do is keep looking at it year after year, and then any day we are due for extinction. But the deadliest weapon of all is the mind that believes in two powers, and therefore accepts a mind of its own, and neither bulletproof vests nor bomb-proof shelters can save us from that weapon. It is only in the understanding that we are life eternal, that God is our life, that we are immortal and spiritual, and that in the entire kingdom of God, there are no deadly weapons, physical, mental, or otherwise, that we will find safety and security in. And so it is, with practice and meditation, we shall come to see that it is literally true. There is no weapon that has any power, because there is only one power, and that is the divine truth of which we already are. There is no truth for us to attain. There is only the recognition of truth that we are life eternal, and the infinite nature of God makes it impossible for any deadly weapon to exist. When this becomes realized in our consciousness, we can then face the bomb, the bullet, the lion, or even the disease. For you have lived in fear of these things, but the truth is that they exist merely as a belief in two powers. The only existence they have is in the mind of man, and it cannot get outside of that mind to do anything to anybody else. All it can do is destroy those who entertain that same belief in two powers. These powers that appear to be destructive are so only to the individual who insists that they exist. But it is only they themselves who have formed the weapon, and all that weapon is a belief entertained in their own mind. Once we accept the principle that because God has never made a deadly weapon, no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper, then the bomb will only explode in the midst of the very person holding it in their hand. For they are the one with the belief in two powers, and therefore must reap the results of their own belief. That is why mental malpractice, whether it is done individually, collectively, or by universal belief, has no power whatsoever except on the malpractitioner himself. The mental malpractitioner accepts two powers and therefore becomes a victim of their own belief. Yes, harm can come to us if we agree with them that there are two powers and then seek for safety. But if we know that we are life eternal and that nothing can destroy the immortality of life, then we will no longer be the victims of the belief in two powers. Even as the mental malpractitioner sends out their belief in two powers, when it touches our understanding of one power, all it can do is boomerang back to them, because those who accept the belief in two powers will go down under their own belief. You see, the spiritual path demands complete purity, and by purity is meant an absolute conviction that God is the only power there is. There are no other powers. And if you can perceive that, you will be able to prevent the individual's belief, the group, or the universal belief from functioning in your experience. And you will also begin to destroy it for the whole world. Realizing that no weapon formed against us has any power develops in us a level of conviction that was similar to Christ Jesus, who knew that the only power that exists is the power of God, which is 100% spiritual and invisible. Even a tiny measure, a grain of that consciousness will do wonders in a lifetime. Yet no one will ever learn the secret of spiritual power using their mind. For spiritual power is not a facet of the mind. Spiritual power can only be brought into expression through the attainment of fourth dimensional consciousness, a higher awareness than what is possessed by the human mind. There is a pause. The archer becomes silent. As you lay there looking up at the moons of Jupiter, taking in everything he has said, you feel that every word spoken resonated on a soul level. You truly begin to realize on a spiritual level of inner standing. A sense of peace now passes through your entire consciousness. You close your eyes. When all of a sudden, the fiery portal comes back, you intuitively know that you have received all you needed from the Archer of Sagittarius, as you now prepare to leave him behind and take the portal to your next unknown destination.
With a great flash of light, you find yourself in the center of the galaxy, in a giant pyramid of light. But this one is different from the others. It is completely translucent. You can see through in all directions. You are quite safe, and you feel quite comfortable here. This is a sacred pyramid of light that has been opened up just for you and the family of light. Many such gateways and portals and etheric structures will become available to the family of light. More and more. So expect this. You sit down upon the table made of crystal quartz in your pyramid, looking all around, out of the galaxy. It is quiet and serene. It is here we will go into deep contemplation. It is here we will go deeper in our communion with the Creator tonight. And before we do, let us ponder some questions. For one of the greatest ways to unlock new truths is to ask questions. Across all the ages of mankind, hundreds and hundreds, maybe millions of years, it is true and evidenced as such that pockets of the human race have risen and fallen. Whether you know it or not, there have been a number of iterations of humanity. And throughout every age, one thing has remained constant. Sometimes a single individual, sometimes a very small number of individuals, have kept the candles of truth alight. They have kept the great flame of spirituality, of God within, burning. And there are times across all these ages of humanity when that flame was nearly extinguished forever. Yet a master, a saint, or a sage, of which we know many and can name many, and in fact are working with, have stepped forth into their own God realization to keep the truth alive. It is for this reason that you are aware of spirituality today. Isn't that an interesting thought? How does that land in your consciousness? Would it brighten you to know that you are indeed one of these masters in this age to bring forth what is said to be now a golden age of existence? How does that land in your consciousness? You are indeed a master in the making, a great fragment and fractal of the one infinite Creator, incarnate, to bring forth the light as never before been brought forth, as it will be by you and others. So you may ask yourself, is harmony even possible for this planet? I can hear all your hearts immediately speaking and resounding yes, as does mine. So the question is how? Of course, we turn to the mystics, the saints, and the sages of old, who have achieved this harmony. For the collective harmony is realized by individual realization. And the answer is simple. God lies within you, a great seed of light waiting to be watered and unfolded. It is true today that there are almost 5 billion people who are searching for God on the planet. We know this because there are over 5 billion people involved in religions of different kinds, in spiritual practices of different kinds. Yet, there has never been a lasting peace or harmony on the earth. So you could say it is, as we will tonight, about time to do things a little differently. Because the old ways are gone. And it is time for the new. It is time for you to bring forth the new. So imagine for a moment that you're about to pick up your phone and make a call to your favorite person on the earth. Now imagine that favorite person as God. It may be unknown to you, it may be known to you that it is indeed possible to have a relationship with the Creator, just as you know your neighbor. You are indeed able to communicate with the infinite invisible, but no one yet has maybe taught you how, or perhaps they have. I speak to you from experience in this realm, so I know that to be truth. So let us make a phone call now and go deep into the arms of the Creator. As we draw our attention to our breath, we inhale tranquility and stillness. And as you exhale, get rid of finally all the complexities, worries, and distractions. Take 2 or 3 breaths like this now. Let us go deep, deeper than we ever have. Visualize a vast, open space in front of you, the stars, the planets, the galaxies. It goes on forever. These symbolize your clear and unburdened mind. The space truly is expansive, simple and peaceful, yet full of life. The Creator's universe. As you breathe in and out now, affirm to yourself in your mind's ear, I am clarity and peace. I am clarity and peace. Now begin to consciously release the layers of accumulated thoughts, beliefs, and expectations, all the things that have been weighing you down and covering you from truly communing with the Creator. Imagine these layers as garments that you are now gently removing. With each layer you shed, you feel lighter and more connected to your true essence. As you take off each garment, affirm, I am shedding complexities and revealing the path to my true self now. I am shedding complexities and revealing the path to my true self now. Now in this state of openness, envision a warm, embracing light suddenly surrounding you completely. This light is pure, unconditional love, the essence of the divine, of God. As this light fills your heart space, affirm to yourself now, I am enveloped in the divine's unconditional love. God in the midst of me is mighty, and God is in the midst of me now. And once again, I am enveloped in the Divine's unconditional love. God in the midst of me is mighty, and God is in the midst of me now. Now in your mind's eye, it is time to reach out to God directly. And I want you to, in however you feel relevant, to ask God, ask the Creator to reveal Himself, herself, itself to you. Ask the question. Ask it as clear as you would ask a question to your neighbor. Ask it again. Father, Mother God, reveal yourself to me now in this moment. And ask again. Let us now wait for 1 to 2 minutes for an answer. Clear your mind of thoughts, and if you find your mind wandering, it's okay. Just simply say to yourself quietly, Divine Presence, and bring your awareness back to center. Imagine yourself as a great cosmic recording device, listening and awaiting an answer from God. So let us see what we receive. Let us begin. Father, Mother God, Divine Presence, reveal yourself to me now in this moment. At this time, recognize there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing more to become. You are simply here, in the presence of the Divine. Feel the connection to the source of all existence. Like cords of light linking your heart to the universe and beyond, and all elements of existence. As you imagine this, affirm to yourself, I am connected to the Divine. I am connected to all that is. All is one in my world. I am connected to the Divine. I am connected to all that is. All is one in my world. Spend a few moments in this connection, letting the Divine's love and peace fill every part of your being. Let this feeling permeate your entire existence. Knowing this connection is always present, affirm to yourself finally, I am filled with divine love and peace. I go forth my days now, immersed wholly in God. I am one with the Creator, and the Creator is one with me. I and the Creator are one. And once more, I am filled with the divine love and peace. I go forth my days now, immersed wholly in God. I am one with the Creator, and the Creator is one with me. I and the Creator are one. Let us take a minute to absorb this. I and the Creator are one. I want you to remember, I invite you to remember, that every time something comes as an obstacle in your path, supposedly, in your human life, I want to encourage you to step away from using the mental powers of problem solving and solution seeking. Do not abandon them completely yet, but just maybe set them aside and perform this practice. Get quiet and ask the Creator to be revealed in your consciousness, through you, within you, and wait for an answer. The results may surprise you. And so it is that harmony on earth tonight has moved one step closer to reality. The needle has moved forward one more notch by the work you are doing. The higher realms, all of your guides, the Creator wishes to thank you beyond that which you can imagine. You have already done enough. You are already enough. Yet your work is still needed upon the earth plane. So whatever you're going through right now, if it's a difficulty, if it's a tough time, know that God is always with you, available to you, and that all things are working out for your highest good. So let go of the burdens, the stress, the difficulties of the human world, and give it all to God. Tonight's practice is a wonderful way to do this. Om Dat Sat Om. Om Dat Sat Om. Om Dat Sat Om. And so it is. So when you're ready, let us start to come back now, back into the physical, to continue this wonderful work. I will count us down from 5 to 0, 0 being the most awake. 5, leaving your pyramid of light, returning back into the physical body. 4, starting to merge your etheric body with the physical. 3, feeling the connection with the density. 2, just moving your body parts, ankles and wrists, fingers and toes. 2, just moving the torso slightly, rotating and feeling back in the body. 1, about to be fully awake, rejuvenated and full of life. And 0, welcome back in your own time. No rush. Come back and join us. I'll just bring this mic down here. Well, welcome back as you all come back. Let us know what you experienced. We do highly encourage you to perform that practice multiple times a day. It doesn't have to be as complicated as that. It can just be as simple as removing yourself, finding a quiet space and going within and asking God to reveal to you him, her, itself. And whether you have an issue or a problem, an obstacle or not, we encourage you to do that. We do that often. And I don't know how many times a day I do that, but I do that a lot. And I can testify to the results are quite miraculous in many respects. So this is the way that we achieve harmony on earth as you open more of a portal to truth in your consciousness, which is essentially God, core truth, pure truth. The more truth is imbued in your consciousness, and so the less the old ways that may have been misaligned, I don't know, but the old ways will fall away, and you will start to walk with steps renewed. And if we do this individually, the knock-on effect is collectively. And that is the only way to achieve lasting harmony on earth, according to the saints and the mystics and the sages. So welcome to the work that we're doing.
Yes, we so need to get out of our mental mind and our thoughts that are just swirling around constantly in our heads. And yeah, like how much does that help when we're going through something, or if something's coming up for us and we're just focusing on it and tearing it apart and looking at all different avenues, when really, we're trying to come up with all these solutions, when really we just need to get into that quiet and still place of meditation and give it to God and breathe. And it's almost like those answers will be revealed, or some sort of an infinite invisible will go forth before you to make the crooked places straight, as we always say. And yes, I do feel like we are an example of that. Every time we come up against something or something's frustrating, just take a breath, reset, come back to God, and then it's almost like it's just kind of dealt with for us, and everything happens as it needs to happen. So thank you so much for another incredible meditation. You guys are just an amazing, divine group of people, and we know that our meditations are totally different every single time you show up. You never know what you're going to get. We never have any specific formula. Sometimes we're doing activations, sometimes we're doing grid work, sometimes we're doing clearings, sometimes we're going here and there. You never know who's going to show up. But
we hardly see each other on meditation days. Like I'm in one part of the house and Kelly's in another, and we have a bit of space here, so we just don't see each other for many hours, and we don't really collaborate at all, and we just come together and it always syncs perfectly.
David always does a lot of the technology stuff, and he's getting everything set up, and I'm kind of just channeling the energies and what's ever coming through for me in the meditation. And then yes, we always just come together and bring you whatever the energies of the day really are bringing to us, and kind of what we're experiencing up until that moment that we come online, and here we go.
Yeah, we just appear to you. Yeah.
We have both realized how like barren this wall behind us is.
Yeah.
We do live in like fully furnished homes for short-term periods of time, so it's not really our home, and sometimes they're not very well decorated, but we were really hoping to get this. We ordered like a really cool tapestry that David designed, and we were hoping to have it by tonight, but hopefully we will have that up for next meditation. We're really excited to have a new background instead of just this blank wall for you guys. So
it's coming. Next time we'll have it behind us, yeah. Unless it doesn't arrive, but it's on the way. It just didn't get to us on time.
We do have some upcoming meditations. Next one will be the Chinese New Year. So all of these kind of, it's really the beginning of that that new year cycle. Like, this is the new calendar year, and then the next one will be February 10th, which is the Chinese New Year. It's going to be the year of the wood dragon. So I'm sure you can all expect an appearance by Kuan Yin. She is the dragon master, and we'll probably do an incredible dragon meditation coming up in February. And then, of course, March equinox. I think I originally said March 20th, but it might be March 19th. So that would be the spring equinox here in North America. And of course, that's the real beginning of the new year. So there's a lot of newness, a lot of new cycles, and that always means a lot of dying off of the old and the rebirth process. So, we're going through it as much as you guys are going through it. I'm sure there's a lot of purging and a lot of realizations coming through. So we just hope that that helped level up all of our consciousness together so that we can get through some of this turbulence that we know is probably coming this year, and just looking at it from a very different perspective, and just being able to have that spiritual take instead of, getting so caught up in the mental, material, physical realm of appearances.
Yeah, just getting used to more of the etheric ways of living, spiritual ways of living. It's funny because, the world recognizes traditionally IQ, intelligence quotient, and then there's EQ, emotional quotient, but there's SQ, which is spiritual quotient, which knocks both of them out of the park. And SQ is just very not very well known. Of course, David Hawkins does quite a bit of, doesn't call it spiritual quotient, but it is that. He does a lot of work with that with his wonderful works. He's amazing. So definitely check out David Hawkins and the Scale of Consciousness. It's a wonderful tool, a wonderful teacher that we have followed for a while. But thank you for joining us tonight, guys. Your work is so important. We take this kind of work seriously, but not personally. So give yourself a pat on the back. You've already done enough. You don't need to do any more. But of course, there is more work to do. So we appreciate all the service that you are giving to humanity and to yourself and your own journeys. So until our next Global Mass Meditation, we wish you love and light. Yeah.
But we're not human doings.
We're human beings.
We're human beings. So just getting out of that mindset that we need to do, and all the problem solving that our intellectual mind needs to do. We don't really need to do a lot of that. A lot of it is just stepping back and allowing ourselves to be. And then that divine spark, that God within, can really flow out through us in that loving kindness, and not so much, selfish and directed towards, our own self.
Yeah.
So.
If you want to support the channel, go and pick up a Moon Journal. The Moon Journal, $20 US plus shipping. Super, super reasonable. They're really good. They're awesome quality. So begin the journal journey if you haven't today. We're going to order a whole bunch shortly. We've got an event coming up in April, which we're going to give them all away.
A New Year event.
New Year event.
For April Fool's Day, April 1st. Awesome. That's our New Year.
But thank you guys for joining us tonight. We do really appreciate you being with us. And we can't wait to see you again soon. Join the mailing list by heading on to our website and scrolling to the bottom of the page, putting your email into the subscribe box and sending it to us. And you'll be added to the mailing list.
We love you, Thomas. We appreciate Yoons. I love when he says that.
I know, it's awesome. All right, guys, lots of love.
We have such an amazing community.
We do.
And we're just so grateful that you're all on this journey with us as we change and grow and expand our consciousness together. Thank you all for being here. You're so open and you're so beautiful, and we just couldn't do it without you.
Towards the light we go.
Towards the light we go.
Until next time.